So through the years, we've been consistent, and I think that's the thing that I'm most proud of. We don't waver. If you violate something that's in the Constitution, if you violate something that's in the GOP platform, that's of major importance, you will hear from us. And I think, from what I said earlier, we're getting a lot of people asking us to come in and talk, to try to bring that message out. It goes back to what got picked up. Basically, if you're going to be a Republican, be a Republican. Don't be wishy-washy about it, because the only way you're going to win the elections is to say, this is what I stand for. Here's our lens to look at what's going on out there for bills and or what's going on in the public, in the culture. We've lost the culture. We have to get that culture back. Andrew Breitbart famously said, politics is downstream from culture. The progressives knew about that decades ago. And they set about doing so back in the 1920s. Has anybody ever heard of the Frankfurt School? Okay. These were dedicated communists and socialists who said, we'll never change America because the economics are good for the middle class. The only way to supplant traditional American values is to change the culture to accept what we're trying to do. And they've played the long game. And I think we have seen that in the last election, and we're seeing it again. Millennials, by a large percentage, prefer socialism to capitalism. Now the good thing is most of them have no clue what kind of socialism that they're for. They don't know whether it's the Russian style, the Chinese style, the Eastern European, the Ba'athist style of the Middle East, or the kleptocracies of South America. They just know because they've been told by the education system, hey, caring is sharing, right? And isn't socialism all about sharing everything? Until somebody, some intrepid professor stands up and says, okay, you who got an A, you're going to share it with the guy who just partied all semester and got an F? Have to learn to make it personal. And that's what we try to do at Granite Rock. Hopefully we can give you examples of how do you take our principles and make it personal to them. Make it personal for the situation you're trying to convince people we are better than the Democrats. We also hopefully will try to show you examples of fighting the Democrats on their own terms. For years I've been saying that a lot of Republicans wish to fight using the Marquess of Queensberry rules, merely boxing. The Democrats have been using mixed martial arts. And if you don't know what that is, talk to me later. Two different styles. One is, well, we're above the fray, we're above all that. And the other one say, we're going to just take the lunch money. And that's where coming out to speak at events like this, that's one of my main messages. You need to have a different mindset nowadays in the era of 24/7, 365 campaigning. There is never an end to the campaigning here in New Hampshire anymore. I have been honest, I've been saying this since 2006. I will say right now, with the current NHGOP leadership with Steve Stepanek, Pam Tucker, and Kate Day, realizing once they took office, we have to start now and we're already late. As soon as they were put into office, they were trying to put that into place. I've been trying to do that up in my hometown in Guilford and have gotten very mixed results. And as a result, the Democrats, who are very motivated, very organized, have been eating the Republicans' lunches. Most of the town offices are now being taken over by Democrats. And I am glad that you mentioned that we got to start looking at the local offices. That's your farm team. That is your base. That's where you start to get people involved with the issues, learning how to campaign, learning how to talk to people, and then slowly going up. A lot of times the NHGOP doesn't have people to fill the different races at the House or the Senate level because There's nobody there. So they just throw a body at it. Well, wrong way to do it. It's nice that somebody wants to be a sacrificial lamb, but you can only do that so many times. You've got to have that farm team. And I really wish the NHDOP would say enough of these nonpartisan local elections, because that's where the Democrats got their start, and that's where they started to take over. And the Republicans let them do it. So, but once again, I digress. I've talked for a little bit now. I'd love to have some questions, and I can segue all the way around with some other stuff I'd like to weave in and out of. Okay, in the back, please.
So how does it work? You invite people to write for you, or somebody comes to you and says, I'd like to write for you?
Our normal way of doing things, and I'm glad you brought it up because I need to bring something up as well. Traditionally, it's been, somebody says, well, I've got something to say. Would you be willing to publish this? And they will have sent us basically an op-ed. Unlike a newspaper, we don't care how long I don't care how long the piece is, because I buy my electrons at a fixed price every single month. Mm-hmm. We lease our own server, so we can't be touched by Facebook or Twitter or Google or whatever. They can take us off their search list, and that has happened a couple of times where our traffic has gone way up here, and then all of a sudden they change their algorithms and we drop to almost zero. But that's okay. I have never written for the search results. I write because it amuses me. So if you've got something to say, you can send it to either me, Skip at GraniteRock.com, send it to Steve at GraniteRock.com. I appointed Steve as editor, so he's the guy who's trying to make people, okay, here's what we need to do, let's do it this way. And he and I will look at the pieces, and if we like it, we'll ask for another one, and if it really seems to be consistent and in line with the way that we write, or fills a need that Steve and I can't fill ourselves, we may offer an office. Now, we have just started a soft rollout of what I call micro-grocks. So we've had a number of people come to us and say, we'd love to write for Granite Grok, but we don't want to write about the stuff that you guys do. I mean, you talk about national stuff, international stuff, sometimes New Hampshire stuff. We're only concerned with our local area, like Manchester, like Nashua. So we're rolling out the idea of micro-grok. So we have a Monadnock grok. Chris Bateman, who is quite active, is heading that up. He also writes for Granite Grok itself as well. I have 3 new folks I'm bringing on board as I'm resurrecting Guilford Grok because of the stuff that's going on there. Manchester Grok, Nashua Grok, Wyndham Grok. If we can find people either in a specific town or in a wider area, depending on how that works out for people, we would love to be able to say, we'll spin one up, we've got it down, and we click one button, we can pop it up, you can start writing. Wow. So when Spec Bowers starts accumulating all of the votes, I think that's who you were alluding to earlier, I know he's busy right now totaling up all the stuff. We've been putting out all of the votes, and we take those votes from Spec and we put them on Granite Grok, and we say, oh, by the way, Brentwood, let's see what Liz McConnell's been doing lately. Oh, that's gone over very well. Or Deb Stevens or Jan Schmidt out of Nashua. Yeah, they hate us. In fact, they are putting together a bill to try to shut us down. They're just saying it's cyberbullying. I cannot wait to see what the wording is. Because what they don't understand is now I have lawyers who write for us as well. So this is going to be lots of fun.
That's good.
Yeah, you punched me in the nose, I'm going to take you down. We do not put up with any of this nonsense. And I think that's the spine we want to put up. But if you are looking to write, either on an occasional basis on an op-ed, or you think, I need to provide another outlet for my local community because the progressives have taken over everything else, come see me. So, does that answer your question?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Keith.
Crook TV.